So anyway, alhamdulillah for everything. Man, I had the weirdest dream. It was so weird. It was interesting. I hadn't had a weird dream like that, I think, ever. But it's interesting because I was talking about what scares people. And I'm not here to scare people or be like, terroristic or anything like that. But, maybe there's a difference between, encouraging people. Like, go chase your dreams. Don't let anything stop you. Because some people do have unrealistic fears about certain things. Like, for instance, statistics show that you're in more danger of driving a car and being in a car accident than airplanes or, etc. And people are still afraid of the smaller statistics. They have a greater fear of things that are less likely to happen than they are of frequent things. Allahu Akbar, of course, And there's plenty of quotes, like you can either, and the Quran does say you fear Allah or you fear everything. So there's really, Allah knows best, alhamdulillah. And I do read my Quran, so inshallah, may Allah make this dunya easy for us. May our hardships go away in time. And peace be upon the Prophet Muhammad alayhi wa sallam. So my employer, I work at China Bowl, and I had like a little bit of a runny nose, right? I guess it's allergies. Things are changing. It's August. So, how that goes. Anyway, he asked me the other day, he's like, are you on drugs? And I was like, no, I'm not on drugs. And then I was kind of like, what does this guy take me for? I mean, does he have the suspicion that I'm like somebody that takes drugs, or I don't know. I was just getting this weird vibe, like people looking down upon me, like I'm up to doing something that I shouldn't be doing, or I'm just like an outcast of society or something ridiculous, which I'm not. And people that do that are just, I would say evil people, or maybe their heart's not set in the right direction. Well, Allah knows best. The Quran does state that the people are blind, deaf, and dumb, and even if they think that they are doing the right thing, they are not, because they think in their mind that they have the correct way of doing something and they're wrong, whether they choose to believe that or not. And it does go on that disbelievers have a sickness in the heart, and this sickness will continue to grow. And may Allah have mercy on us, inshallah. But be careful, if you're not a believer, disbelievers, do not trust the disbelievers, because they are among those that are misguided. And Allah knows best, and may Allah guide us. Alhamdulillah for everything. So, that's what's going on right now. So I'm going to start my job. I'm going to try doing the correct action with all this. My dad is fixated on the idea, and he will randomly say this is not an ongoing conversation I have with him. But I'm really disappointed that people have such low expectations of what I can do. It's like telling an 18-year-old to ride a bicycle, knowing that he doesn't have Down syndrome. I have no mental impairments. I have nothing that would prevent me from doing mundane, mediocre tasks. It's doing something above and beyond. It's a little more difficult, and that's not for, even like people that have genius capabilities. There is some difficulty to things in life, like creating software, advanced math. These things are not necessarily easy to do by any means, and you would have to acquire some knowledge to do this. my point is, for millions of Americans around the world, saving $1,000 is pretty easy. So this idea of saving money, saving $1,000, paying off debt, it's so easy that you really have to question, why would you even want to do it? Because what is easy doesn't last long. And really, you have to challenge yourself in whatever you do. And I'm not suggesting do anything foolish or anything that would be considered reckless or endangerment of yourself or others or anything like that. I'm not suggesting doing that at all. But you cannot. There's a lot of people that say, like, if you do what 99% of people are doing, you're going to get the result of the other 99%. So if you want to live that way, that's fine, but I don't. But I mean, it's nothing wrong with doing something different. You just know that people are going to look at you differently. Like, this guy is not doing what everybody else is doing. Why is that? He's not a sheep. Maybe he's a lion. Maybe he's a wolf. Maybe he's different. And it could come across as intimidating for a lot of people. A lot of people will be taken off guard. They'll be like, whoa, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. This guy, he's different, and he's talented or whatever. But the thing is you have to be this way before you have success or anything that comes your way. Because whenever you do have success and stuff, obviously it's going to just magnify your difference. It's just going to be people like, wow, he's different. I want to be more like him, and blah, blah. And by then you already have all the success and things that you have in life. And it's a result of your own belief, not the belief of others. So at that point, you really don't need to prove anything to anyone. And people will just realize it. It'll just be like, it would seem like a miracle or something to them. But to you, it's just something that you already knew internally that you just put out into the world. So that's what I was getting at. But yeah, I would definitely suggest, if you're, not be different in a negative sense, just be different in the sense of, like, if you want to go and strive after and do something and make something out of your life, it's going to take a lot of discipline, consistency, and it's going to take faith on your part beyond the faith of others, because people can discourage you from doing that because that's not what they're doing. Like, you can go and buy some stuff, buy some clothes, and buy this and that, and people oftentimes, their safeguard is their comfort, so they will do anything to kind of guard their comfort and guard their own little lifestyle that they have, because anything that disrupts their own sense of comfortability is seen as a threat. And this is like psychological. There's a thing called the monkey mind. Is don't feed the monkey mind. Your mind has a thing inside of it called the cerebellum, and the amygdala inside your central nervous system is connected to your central nervous system, signals whether or not you're in immediate danger or you're in a state of anxiety or fear, right? And this is called the amygdala. It's called the monkey mind because monkeys, they do not have any self-awareness to the point where they can fluently speak in a language, obviously, like humans, and they do not have a developed prefrontal cortex, the forelock of your skull. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may God be praised, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, may God be pleased with him, spoke about this clearly in the Quran, that people that are going to Jahannam, which is hellfire, will be dragged by their forelocks, their lying forelocks, and they will be cast into the fire on the day of judgment. This is because that the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain associated with decision making and saying the truth or a lie, because you have to make a decision. It requires decision on your part of your mind. will be the deciding factor, and a lot of time, and it's the deciding factor of a judgment, because you have to speak truly and clearly, call information correctly, etc., etc. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us for our mistakes and our wrongdoings, but this is the case. So anyway, there's a lot of psychology books, but and also it describes in the Quran that the people will be, some people have do not have any control over themselves, and they are ape-like, because they do not study the Quran. They don't practice discipline. They do not participate in Salah or anything like that. So they are ape-like and wild and savage. They have no control of their mind, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. So be mindful of this. It's for your benefit to do your salahs, to do your wudu, to do everything, and Allah knows best. So do not be like a chimp. Do not be like an ape. And if you recognize this behavior in others, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Do not engage in this type of behavior. You know better. You were taught the Quran. So, alhamdulillah for everything. Thank you very much for joining in my video. This has just been a nice random talk that I've had before I go to work. So, alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.